Mr. Hubbard, many millions of words have been said and written about Scientology, but I think there's still quite a lot of doubt in many people's minds as to exactly what it is. What is Scientology? How would you describe it?
Well, it's very interesting. You've just asked a question like, what are the contents of the Encyclopedia Britannica? Answer in one word.
You've probably heard of Scientology.
Why is it a religion? What's it clear? What's it mean?
Well, whatever you have heard, if you haven't heard it from us, I can assure you, we are not what you expect. So take a look, and then decide for yourself.
I think it's a privilege to call yourself a Scientologist, and it's something that you have to earn. And because a Scientologist does, he or she has the ability to create new and better realities and improve conditions. Being a Scientologist, you look at someone and you know absolutely that you can help them. So for me, it really is KSW, and it's just like, it's something that I don't mince words with that, you know, with anything that LRH does, but that policy to me has really gone, boy. And there's a time I went through and I said, you know what? When I read it, I just went, this is it. This is exactly it.
Hello, 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 all of my fabulous, beautiful people, and how are you all doing tonight? I know I'm streaming a little bit late. I do apologize. I had too fun last night, and I missed my morning stream. And then when I went to reschedule it for the afternoon, some people were like, listen, I'm working. If you're going to reschedule it, can we do it like around 5 or 6? And I can do it right now. So here we are. I apologize, but we are here to, of course, as promised, take the Scientology personality quiz. The very famous, I guess, Oxford capacity analysis, which is what it is. So we're going to dive into what it is. We're going to be taking it today. We're going to be calling me out. Because if I don't answer truthfully, you guys in the comments are going to say, Queen, you're lying. And then we're going to call me out. We are going to see what kind of crazy I am. Hopefully I am not depressed like Stan found out, but you know, probably. You'd give $2.40 to Rev. Yeah, $2.40, I would hope. That boy spent enough money. So for those that maybe forgot, because it's been, you know, a few days or weeks, I don't really know. It's been about a week. Few days. I am going to give you a little review of what exactly. Well, thank you for unloading on me, email. I appreciate that. That's wonderful. I'm going to give you just a little refresh on what happened. So, for those that know me, you know that I like to cover cults. I cover cults a lot. He is in the other room, Joe. Waiting for dinner. I am cooking dinner and trying to do this at the same time. Everyone wish me luck. So I cover cults often. And in order to do that, one of my favorite things to do, as you know, even with the MLM Huns and all the MLMs, all the businesses I cover, I always sign up for the mailing list. And I had signed up for this mailing list I believe back in about 2020, which was around the first time that I covered Scientology. I've talked about Scientology a few times on this channel now and done a deep dive on them, so go and check that out if you have not already. After this, though, don't leave here and go check it out. Do it after. And I tried to get out of this mailing list, and they just continued to send me emails. So I was like, okay, whatever, we'll just go with it. And one of the main emails that they send us is this one here, which is to take the personality test. It's supposed to kind of pique your interest and make you go, oh, yes, I wonder about my personality. I am going to do that personality test. And then when you click on the link, you end up over here. And this is, of course, the Scientology Oxford Capacity Analysis Personality Test. So I had read through this on my short little video I had done, so I will not, spare you from that again. I won't be doing that over again. But I have filled out the information, and we are going to be taking the test today. Before we do that, though, let's actually know what the hell this test is, other than a way for Scientology to manipulate you into their cult. Listening and playing my new Animal Crossing. That's cool. We play a lot of those games here, but we have them on the Wii, so I don't think I can stream it. If I can, I have no clue how to do it. My Wii doesn't like to connect to the internet, and I think that's why. Hello, good to see you. So what the fuck is this Oxford Capacity Analysis? Now, going into this, you guys also should know about me that I also discuss a lot of pseudoscience belief and practices, and we kind of deep dive them. Scientology, to me, is a gold mine of content. I won't even lie. The most beautiful thing about this so-called religion, cult, different version of psychology, as they like to tell themselves that that's what they are, is that this whole thing was based on pseudoscience, right? And just in case you are not aware, hello, Britt Faye, good to see you. I'm glad that you're here. By the way, I was watching with Six Drops and Zach and Auntie Tay. I was watching Queen being sung by a bunch of bass fish on the wall, and I thought of you. And I was like, I have to send this to Captain Britpig. He would fucking die laughing. So I'll try and post it up by the end of the night for you. Hello, Iconic. Good to see you. And of course, Six Drops, since I just kind of brought you up. Hello. But yes, I thought of you because I was like, he's the only other person I know that loves Queen as much as me. We've established this. And I was like, he'll fucking love it. So for me, this call is like the ultimate cult. Because if you don't know, L. Ron Hubbard was basically a science fiction author. Do you know what? We all love South Park here, and we know I'm a South Park simp. So they can explain it better. Or South Park, they're fabulous, by the way. They never, ever copyright. I'm just letting you know. They've never copyrighted me. I've used them on many occasions. We all know that South Park is my favorite show of all time. Our problems come from our flaws, and we are made of only flaws. It's true. All of us are. And I would love to sit here and be like, that is a hilarious comedy sketch, but it actually is what they believe. They believe in Xenu. They believe in this whole alien Lord Xenu thing. They believe in all that. So if you are someone like myself and you love to dive into pseudoscience, cults, and conspiracy theories, Scientology is a gold mine for content. They're a little bit of everything. Spelling errors are flaws. Blame Canada. Yes, just blame us and our maple syrup for everything. So, what exactly is the Oxford Capacity Analysis? It is also known as the American Personality Analysis. And it is literally just a list of questions that get advertised as a personality test. And it's administered by free by the Church of Scientology. The OCA test is offered by the Church of Scientology online and its local churches, and sometimes at local fairs, carnivals, and in other public settings. It has no relation to the University of Oxford, although the name may have been chosen to imply so. And I do strongly believe that. They want you to think that this is come out of Oxford University. So they call it the Oxford. Like, why else would you even use Oxford in there? It has nothing to do with it, right? Now, they say here that it's an important part of Scientology recruitment, and it's used worldwide by the Church of Scientology to attract its new members. As you guys kind of saw in the South Park, they have sat outside of stores like that and then actually talked people into coming in to take this quiz. And then the idea is when you are done taking the quiz, the person that goes over the results with you is supposed to be a Scientologist. They will tell you what you need to change about your life and how they can make your life better. Of course, using this personality quiz against you. And then that's supposed to talk you into joining the cult. And of course, there is always a fee. Now, I do believe the fee has gone up since that episode was released. So it is more than that now to join. But the one thing about it is that it is not a scientifically recognized test. So even those who are in psychology have come out and said this test is bullshit. It's not a genuine personality test, and it's just a highly manipulative tool in order to trick people into going into the cult. Because, like I said, when they go over the freaking results with you, they will be like, you are very depressed, and we have the answer for that. We will teach you how to live a life that will be free of depression. You'll be so happy. You'll be like Tom Cruise jumping off of Oprah's couch, you know? Hello, Ken. Good to see you. I'm glad that you have made it. I was invited to the Temple of Xenu once, and the Sea Org people said I could bring my dog. They were nice people, but I feel bad for them. I'm actually surprised they said you could bring the dog if that's a true story. Me and a couple of friends got lured into doing the Scientology test when we were college students. They had a shop front in central London, Tottenham Court Road. Yes, and that's what I mean. They actually will sit outside, like in the South Park sketch, and try to recruit people off the street. And this is the test that they use. Because it's a lot easier, I guess, to ask people if they want to come and do a free personality test to learn about themselves than it is to kind of sit outside and go, do you want to join the Church of Scientology? So I feel like that's just a manipulation tactic. Grant Cardone used to include this personality test in his course materials. Yeah, Grant Cardone is someone that I've been meaning to cover for a while. He's also a fun one. Do they have cute girls? I mean, maybe there are a lot of women. I often joke, and I don't know how much of a joke it is. I'll be honest. There's some truth to it. But I often joke that the Illuminati in Hollywood is real. But it's not the Illuminati. It's just Scientology because this thing has taken over all of Hollywood, basically. They have so many people that are in Hollywood, high up people that have joined this cult, and then they use those people, of course, to, like you've heard, hey, there's a bunch of really famous people in here, like John Travolta and Tom Cruise. Don't you want to be like them? Come and join. So I often say, I mean, if technically, the conspiracy theory surrounding the Illuminati is just wrong in the sense that they call Scientology the Illuminati. It has been outed that, I mean, I talked about it in my deep dive. There's murders connected to this church. People have gotten missing. There's a lot of really weird stuff that have happened due to this church. And really, the personality test is the first thing that they get you to do to get you in the door. They have cuties, but it's a trap, Ken says. It's a trap. Don't fall for them. A lot of people are familiar with Leah Remini. I don't know if I said her last name properly. We watch a lot of King of Queens here. That's another really great show that I like. And she left the Church of Scientology and has been one of the most vocal out here in terms of speaking out about it. You guys might be familiar with John Atack, Family and Friends, and Spike. They talk out about Scientology a lot. It's a scary thing, though. People have reported being stalked. People have reported being harassed. Um, there's a lot of really creepy things that happen if you are somebody that is speaking out about this cult. I apparently just really like to put myself in danger, so I don't care. Um, and I will literally like join the damn thing, get all its doctrines, go see what it's like, and then just leave. And if I end up dead, we'll take it up with David Miscavige, okay? Something went on, all right? And just like it did with the wife, okay? They got blackmail info on those people. Most of the top Hollywood Scientologists are rumored to be closet cases. And that's the thing, is that the way that this church works is once you join, you have to hand over everything. So all your money goes to them. And they're very much like the Mormon religion in terms of they do, like, of course, this personality test, some may say, is invasive right off the bat. You know, some are like, this feels pretty invasive. But they also have almost like these meetings where they have like a leader, if you will, and they'll come and basically do like interviews with you, find out information. You have to hand over a bunch of stuff to them. At times, they might even ask for specific things to use for blackmail against you. And it's a scary thing. So, dangerous cult that we love to make fun of here. Now, this personality test is 200 questions. They say it takes about half an hour. We'll see how we do. They ask like some weird ass questions. This is apparently actually a question. Do you often sing or whistle just for the fun of it? We'll find out exactly what the questions are in a moment. Now, it's also given along with the Novus mental ability test, which you guys would know is as the IQ test. After those two tests have been completed, a computer program is used to plot the results on a personality profile graph. They are very excited about these graphs. You guys saw they like sent me an example of one. Apparently you are supposed to want to get one of these graphs. That gives the testee's IQ rating and score in personality characteristics such as stable, happy, composed, certainty, active, aggressive, responsible, causative, correct, estimation, meaning the testee's ability to look at a situation and determine what is needed to deal with, appreciative, and communication level, meaning the testee's ability to communicate with others. The scale on the graph of each trait ranges from plus 100 to minus 100, with three main bands marked desirable state, normal, and unacceptable state. Right? So basically, it's like, are you at a normal? Are you a desirable? Or are you just unacceptable for the cult? For the cult, for life. Whatever they can use to trick you into joining this, basically. A legend at the foot of the graph sheet warns that a point below the latter band indicates attention urgent, which means like you're probably about to hurt someone, you would think. After the graph had been plotted, a Scientology staff member reviews the results with the testee. If I get that far, I will be recording it. Yes, I will. And I will be blasting it all over the place. All over. Hope hubby doesn't have much life insurance on you. Scientology is very litigious. Be careful, Queen, as they are absolutely nuts about having the registrars corner you and just start telling you which courses to take and how much money it'll cost you. They'll also put you in one room and your spouse in another and grind you both down from no, we will not give you our last 50 G's to okay, take a second mortgage and we'll sign up. Yeah, you can't take blood from a stone, so I'm not too worried. We'll have to see what Redbeard has to say about your answers. The billion-year contract, right? They make you sign up for that. So, if you guys want to go through basically the whole thing was fucking made by L. Ron Hubbard. So again, it was in his book, Science of Survival. He recommended the use of existing psychometric exams, including the California test for mental maturity. Right? So basically, he went from that, looked into all the tests that they already had out here. From the American Personality Analysis was the first one, and he didn't really like it. So he was like, let's get another one made by his friend. And then the church was like, oh, okay, well, we'll just make all of our own tests. So they have made their own versions of these tests, which again is hilarious. Within the Church of Scientology, it is used to test for improvement in the personality of a pre-clear, which is a novice Scientologist, and the effectiveness of the chosen Scientology process. The American, again, this is following Hubbard's instructions. The American Personality Analysis or the Oxford Capacity Analysis should always be given before processing or training has begun and after that processing or training has been completed. They use it to also show that their so-called training or processing, which to me is just another name for brainwashing, has been done on you. In the case of pre-clears, they should, if taking several weeks of processing, be tested at the end of every 25 hours. At the end of every 25 hours. I'm sure you're going 25 hours, but there's not 25 hours in a day. Oh, that's okay. You don't sleep much here. You basically work for them around the clock, so you'll still be up. Right. The every 25 hours, you'll be up for 24 of those hours. You'll sleep for an hour, wake up and do the test. That's what they'll do to you. Now, again, it was just basically created by them to figure out your personality and what could be used against you. There isn't really many personality tests that are used anymore in our world. I feel like this is something that used to be used a lot more mainstream. Even in psychology, they've kind of like gone away from doing a so-called personality test when they used to do it. There was a time, probably back when L. Ron Hubbard was creating all of this. Unfortunately, at that time, personality tests were kind of, and even the IQ tests were kind of seen as something that could still be used in academia, in psychology, to figure out, how to help people. There's been different versions of it throughout the years, but again, like I say, right now they're not really using it. They found other ways to test, for example, your mental health, and different scales to use that they find to be a lot more accurate and actually helpful to the patients. Whereas as we go through this, you'll notice that this information isn't as helpful as one may think it would be for a personality test or as a gauge to see if training or processing has worked. You guys know that I am friends with the recovering Hunbot, and if she ever took a look at this thing, she would have an aneurysm because it would drive her mentally insane, especially if she saw how they actually gauge the answers, since she does this kind of training, writing, and that kind of thing as her career. And I often have fun sending her things like this just to hear what she thinks. And hey, maybe we'll do that one time together where I go, take a little look at this test and tell me what's wrong with it. And she can tear it up because there is no real way to gauge. It's all based on how much can we manipulate you in Scientology, even more so than it's based on like your own personality and how this thing can help you. So it's been criticized a lot. There's been a lot of controversy, and a lot of psychologists have come out and been like, this is actually an awful, awful thing to be using. And it's because of the fact that it's all very manipulative. And again, as we go through the questions, I ask that you just, kind of think in your head, like, is this information that people would need to know about you? I think that's an important question. Like, why would they need to know this information about you? And it will seem a little bit bizarre because Scientology is supposed to be a lot like Keith Raniere's Nexium. And I actually compared the two when I was talking about Nexium because the way that the programs work was very similar, where you kind of go in, you do this testing to find out, what's wrong with you, according to them. And then they give you training and courses, and these courses are supposed to be like personal development, right? Personal development, they have career development, they have all different kinds like that. And so once you do these training, these tests, and then you take these courses, they're supposed to make you better. Oftentimes, these actually just make you better for what they want you to do in Scientology. So, for example, they even have jobs here for people. If you are in this call, they will have like a job that they will want you to do, let's say. So, when you take the test, is it actually a good test to gauge what you would need help with in your life? Or is this test just to manipulate people into Scientology and then brainwash them into doing what the Scientology cult wants them to do? Because you are technically supposed to be working for them for free. And I'm sure you've heard a lot of people that have left talk about that. Auntie, good to see you, says that L. Ron Hubbard condemned modern psychiatric practices, all the while just relabeling and paraphrasing brainwashing techniques. And that's exactly what it was. He basically took the test that psychologists were using and then made it into a Scientology test, if you will. People leave Scientology and carry on with that Dianetic stuff. A lot do. I think it's hard when you have a belief system, and especially since now what we're seeing, unfortunately, more so than ever, is we're seeing people that grew up in these cults that then get to an adult life and then want to leave. Maybe because they don't get enough freedom, but it isn't always because they don't believe in the same. And it's very hard, of course, when you grew up your whole life to have a belief system and then to let that belief system go. And the manipulation in this is so strong. So for those that like grow up in it, it's probably a lot worse than growing up in any other religion in terms of the manipulation and indoctrination, right? And children get very indoctrinated into this. So it's hard to, even if you leave the cult and you aren't going to, any of their meetings anymore or their conferences, because boy, do they have these conferences, right? Where David Miscavige comes out and everyone's clapping. It looks like an MLM conference, right? Um, you don't go to any of that anymore, but that doesn't mean that you might not still believe in Xenu and in all of the stuff that you were taught to believe in terms of how this world started. It's kind of like if someone leaves a Christian cult, they might not stop being Christian. And unfortunately, you see the same thing with things like Scientology. And I know with Scientology, it kind of makes you laugh a little bit more because the whole alien thing kind of cracks people up. For some reason, it's people have a harder time believing that people can believe that the world was brought up by aliens and the Xeno dude and how they explained it than they do thinking that some magical being on a cloud was like, I am going to make the world in 7 days. I'm not really sure. It's all the same to me, as I've discussed, but I do understand maybe that believing in God is less of a laughing matter than believing in Xenu and an alien population that had to freeze aliens in order to repopulate. You know what I mean? So I understand why it's a little harder to sort of wrap your head around why people would still want to believe in this after they've left. But again, it's the manipulation and the indoctrination, and especially since a lot of the people leaving now, like I said, unfortunately grew up in the cult. Cults are not a new thing, but in the past, when people have like grown up in a cult and left, we haven't had the social media and we haven't had even television as much, and it hasn't been outed. Cults weren't discussed as openly as a problem, especially back when religion was more mainstream and socially accepted as a norm. Whereas now it's kind of a split thing where we have, a lot of atheists around openly. Um, so it's kind of a hard thing. It's like back then when people left, we didn't hear about it. So it was like, yeah, they may have grown up in this cult for 30 years and left, and it's this amazing thing, but where could they then go and speak out about it? Maybe they'd go do an Oprah episode, or you'd see them on Dr. Phil. That's all we really saw of it, right? Whereas nowadays, when people leave that have grown up in these cults, someone like Leah from King of Queens there, she left and she was able to write books immediately. She could go, on social media. She started a whole campaign to help other people leave, which is very, very outstanding of her. I think that's fabulous what she's been doing in terms of this cult. So we hear about it more. And I think that now we're starting to realize that we need to really, really pay attention. Pay attention to how this can affect somebody growing up in that kind of environment and how it can mess with their life. Katie Holmes did manage to leave, actually. She has left and has tried her best to stay away, but again, I don't think can be open about it. It's very hard too because she still does have children with Tom Cruise. He's still their main guy. Tom Cruise and John Travolta have been kind of like their speakers, if you will. They use them a lot. Yes, Freddie, we actually brought that up today. We watched some of it. I guess you missed the beginning, so you have to go and literally go watch that after this. You'll like it. But I think we need to study it and we really need to pay attention to it. And I've brought that up with MLMs too, that we are just waking up to the fact that MLMs are very culty and that they're sort of a cult. And we need to maybe start studying the psychological effects of children being indoctrinated into this hustle culture and what that does to society. Because, boy, are we ever seeing the hustle culture affecting society now. If you wondered where the quitting from work movement came from, it was that. So, this whole thing is basically a manipulation tactic to pique your interest and then also give them information about yourself. I apparently don't mind about giving everyone information about me to then later on use about me. So yay me. Yes, Tate is a cult now. The Andrew Tate cult of gun cells. I think Jonestown is what opened people's eyes about the danger of cults. That is a very, very, very fair statement. I would have to agree with that a lot, actually, because what happened with that did kind of, it was world news when it happened. It was kind of the first big moment like that, right? That really made world news. It wasn't the first suicide, because I don't consider that really a suicide. I like to call it a murder, but it is down on paper as a mass suicide, unfortunately. But it was the first one that kind of got, mass media attention. And that's what I mean. See, before that, we didn't really have that ability, right? So when people left cults or when something crazy like that happened, you didn't hear about it worldwide. It didn't open up many people's eyes unless they were in that area and knew about it. Nowadays, though, you can hear about all these things. So, in a way, makes sense. Shani is a cult of two. I don't know. She has a couple simps. I'm pretty sure that Drag is a simp for her. I think he counts. Make it a cult of three. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this is the free personality test. Which again, they're all about how it's free. Like you hear a lot, it's free, it's free, it's free. That right away should be a red flag to the fact that this thing wants to take all of your money. Why are you flashing around that this thing is free? You mean after this, does everything cost? You know what I mean? So it says, hello, Beth, and welcome to the Oxford Capacity Analysis. Please read these quick and simple instructions. Make sure you understand and answer each question. You must complete the test to learn your results. Don't stay too long with one question. Answer as soon as you understand the question and go on to the next one. I can't make much promises as I do plan on helping and having my subs help me with this. So, that might take a little bit of time, especially since for some reason StreamYard is 2 minutes behind YouTube. So that might take a bit. But anyway, give your answer for how things are for you right now, not 10 years from now. Not 10 years ago, this moment. Ready to learn more about yourself? Again, I ask all of you, are you ready to learn about me? Well, too bad, because we're starting the test. All right. This is what I mean, this shit's calling me out. Do you make thoughtless remarks or accusations which later you regret? I mean, if you ask my haters, the answer would be yes. I make early ones. I apparently make remarks and accusations like 2 years before they actually happen. I'm like psychic. So the answers are yes, maybe, and no. I've made some thoughtless remarks that I've definitely regretted. So I think that for this one, the answer would be yes, if we are being honest. When others are getting rattled, do you remain fairly composed? Do I look like a statue? See, now this depends. See, this is what I mean about these damn tests. They're always so general. Because it's like, am I purposely making that person rattled and trying to trigger them? Am I trolling? Because in that case, yes, I am fairly composed. I'm having a great time. Even if I act like I don't, I'm often just acting. Um, or are people around me that I care about getting upset and rattled over something? Because then that might upset and rattle me too. So, do you remain fairly composed? I mean, I feel like that's like a half and half thing. Have I flipped out before over others being rattled? Of course. But then have there been about half the time where I've been composed? Yes. Okay. So I think for this one, if we're being 100% honest here, I guess the answer would be maybe, because it's kind of yes and no. This is why I hate these tests, because it's like, how do you answer that? Do you browse through railway timetables, directories, or dictionaries just for pleasure? Well, I mean, I like to go and look up to see if the on passive has taken over the alfalfa uh, station yet. Does that count? Um, I do not really browse through railway timelines or directories for pleasure, but I would be lying if I said that I have not actually read through the fucking dictionary for pleasure. I have. I use the thesaurus. I love the thesaurus. But I don't really think that I like it enough where I'm reading it on like a Saturday afternoon. So we're gonna go with no for that one. When asked to make a decision, would you be swayed by your like or dislike of the personality involved? Funny story. The answer to this is no. There have been people that I have hated, but if they are being like hated on for something I don't agree with, even if I hate them, I'll be like, "Hey, listen though, this isn't cool." So to be honest, no. No, it doesn't. To me, it's not the personality involved that makes my decision. Now, is it about them? Like again, the wording of this, we're going to go with no. Number 5, do you intend 2 or less children in your family, even though your health and income will permit more? I'm so happy that they're so so confident that my health and income permit more. Um, I have one child. I do not plan on having more than one child. So I guess for that, the answer is yes. Do you get occasional twitches of your muscles when there is no logical reason for it? Um, do you watch serial killer documentaries for comfort? The answer to that one is yes, I do. There is something weird about being a survivor of things and having this like PTSD where that actually is comforting. So again, this question is a little off. With fibro and all of my health ailments, I mean, there's always kind of a logical reason, I guess. But what is a logical reason for your muscles to twitch? Like too much strain? Yes. Would you prefer to be in a position where you did not have the responsibilities of making decisions? Now that's a hard one. I'm surprised this isn't a timed test. No, it's not, but they do say answer as soon as you know. Sometimes I get the urge to slap a hoe. Some weird questions. They are. And this is what I wanted to show you guys is that it's a very weird thing. Would you prefer to be in a position where you did not have the responsibilities of making decisions? Do I particularly like having to make decisions? No. But do I like other people making decisions for me? No. Um, I don't want to be in a cult and running one, but I like democracy. Are your actions considered unpredictable by other people? I would have to ask you guys, are my actions unpredictable? Do you find yourself aggravated by probing, manipulative tests? If so, then Scientology is not for you, because that's half of what they do here to you. Even in the courses, they give you things like this. Are your actions considered unpredictable by other people? Again, yes. Joe says yes. Too late, Queen. You're already running a cult, and we're all members. Damn it, the cult of Queen. Yes, I am unpredictable, apparently. Do you consider more money should be spent on social security? Do you consider more money should be. What the fuck does this even mean? I feel like this isn't even a question. Do you consider more money? Like, I mean, I consider that. What? We'll just go with maybe because I have no clue what the fuck this even means. Do other people interest you very much? I'm over here like, no, I hate everybody. The cult of Queen, where we all slap a hoe. Do other people interest you? Yes, they do. I'm an analyzer of people. I can't pretend that I'm not. Is your voice mono? Well, I think we all know that the answer to that is no. I have a lot of varieties in pitch, cadence, volume. Do you normally let the other person start the conversation? I can. But do I normally? I probably take over the conversation more so than I don't. So I guess we'll just say no because we're just going to be a bitch to me today. Are you readily interested in other people's conversations? They're like, do you eavesdrop? Like, no, I don't eavesdrop. But if I am like joining a call, let's say, if my friends are discussing something on Discord and I join a call and they're already in a conversation, I don't mind joining into that conversation or even just listening. So I guess yes, but do I eavesdrop on people's conversations? I don't know. I would prefer not to. That's very uncomfortable for me. Would the idea of inflicting pain on game, small animals, or fish prevent you from hunting or fishing? No. I have gone fishing a lot. I have gone hunting. I am not going to pretend like I care. I know I am sorry, vegan teacher. Fuck you. Are you often impulsive in your behavior? If I said no to this, I think everyone would call me out. So, yes, I am. Do you speak slowly? Well, that's a big no. I'm like, I get told to slow down. I try. It's the joys of having a large personality. Are you usually concerned about the need to protect your health? To protect my health? Depends how you mean by protect. Maybe. Does an unexpected action cause your muscles to twitch? I feel like I already answered this. What kind of mind foolery is this? I'm cold, not cruel, Joe says. Yeah, you're answering maybe and smiling mysteriously on every question, right? Then they'll just never know. We will remain a mystery. I wonder if that would like drive them nuts. We should do another test and then just do that just to fuck with them. They literally asked. I thought so. I was like, how is this different than the other one? Does an unexpected action cause your muscles to twitch? Again, and like, what is the definition of unexpected action and muscles twitching here? Because if they're like, listen, if someone jumps out at you and yells boo, and then you get scared and jump, let's say, and then your muscles twitch, does that happen to you? The answer for most people is yes. So like I don't really we're gonna do Auntie's thing and just say maybe. Are you normally considerate in your demands on your employees, relatives, or pupils? Pupils? Like my eyes, I hope they're talking about, because I don't have pupils, okay? I'm not over here teaching anyone anything. We look into cults, we have fun, we talk about it, we all learn together. This is not a class situation here, so I don't like this whole pupils thing. Like I'm a teacher now all of a sudden. Ken says that must be a Xeno related question. Right? Xeno's pupils are what they're talking about. I don't have employees on my relatives. Are you supposed to demand things from your relatives? Damn it, I've been doing it wrong the whole time. I'm going to say no because, like, again, do you consider that you could give a valid snap judgment? Yeah. Yeah. Do your past failures still worry you? They don't still worry me, but I do have a little cabal of internet hoes chasing me around with them at all times. Does that count? They're recruiting teachers just like MLMs. I mean, they kind of are, right? Because they do teach classes. So they do ask people to move up in this and then teach classes. It is very much like an MLM. Do your failures still worry you? I don't, I'm like, do they still worry me today? They don't really affect me. So, no. Do you find yourself being extra active for periods lasting several days? Queen, do you get manic? The answer is yes. Extra active? No. Let's be, I'm on my fat ass not doing anything for periods lasting several days. I am not out here running a goddamn marathon. No. Do you resent the efforts of others to tell you what to do? Hmm. 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 I do, but I don't. Like, what are they telling me to do? I got some questions. I'm not really a ride or die, okay? I need to know, like, what are we telling me? What are the instructions? Joe's like, answer yes. The answer is yes. Okay, you're right. I probably don't listen to others that well. Is it normally hard for you to own up and take the blame? Not really. I tend to blame myself for everything. I am one of those people that instead of blaming I blame myself. I take all the hate inward. Um, I also have made mistakes and then sat here and been like, yeah, I've done this and this and this and that they've been done. So I don't really think it's that hard. Do you have a small circle of close friends rather than a large number of friends, speaking acquaintances? I mean, technically in real life, yes, but then also no at the same time. Hmm. Like I have a small circle of close friends that are like my main group of friends, but I'm a popular person. I have a lot of friends. So I'm kind of like, we'll go with maybe for that one because that's like, what are we talking about here? Is your life a constant struggle for survival? They ask the woman that is constantly in fight or flight mode. So, yes, I feel like most days I am struggling just to feel safe, if you want me to be honest. That's a daily struggle. Do you often sing or whistle just for the fun of it? Now, remember we thought that question was a joke? It's not a joke. It's right here. It's number 27. Do you often sing or whistle just for the fun of it? Yes. I sing all the time. I'm one of those people where I'm going around my house and I'm doing stuff and I'm either on a call with friends while I'm doing like cleaning or I'm literally singing or I have to have music on that I'm singing to. I whistle not very well, though. So no whistling, just singing. I do a lot of that. Are you considered warm hearted by your friends? I would think yes. I want my results to be wishy washy, but resist authoritarian controls. They get so confused when faced with such a person. They do. They don't understand. Are you considered warm hearted by your friends? Yes. I am usually the confidant, the one that everybody comes to ask for advice or unload on, which I have no problem with. It's just that is my role. Would you rather give orders than take them? See, I again would rather do neither. Why can't we all live in a democracy? Damn it! Wait, can we all just make decisions together? So, but if I had to choose, let's be real, I would probably rather give the orders. Do you enjoy telling people the latest scandal about your associates? Queen, do you like to gossip? Yes, I won't even lie. Could you agree to strict discipline? Now, uh, this is a weird question to ask, isn't it? No, a weird question to do with a cult. Remember, this thing's a damn cult. Could you agree to strict discipline? I mean, I couldn't, but just think about it. Scientology is asking you this. Creepy as fuck. Just saying. Would the idea of making a complete new start cause you much concern? Funny thing, it actually used to. It used to. Back when I was younger, I really never thought I would leave my city of Kingston. I grew up in Napanee, Ontario, and don't ask me about Avril Lavigne, just fuck off. I grew up in Napanee, Ontario, just had to get that out of the way. I moved to Kingston, Ontario, and then I was literally like, I am never leaving this city ever. Ever. I don't want a new start. That used to horrify me. But then I was in an abusive relationship and I had to leave my city to get away. And then I went and I had a complete new start. I literally disappeared for a week from everyone that knew me and then showed up in Ottawa and then started to get a hold of people and was like, I moved. Fresh new start, guys. And my husband was like, what? I just got to Kingston and then you moved to Ottawa. I'm trying to date you, damn it. Stop moving. But then it wasn't that bad of an idea. But if I had to do it again, would I want to? Probably not. So I guess to be honest, it would probably cause me concern because I have a new life now. So I would have more concerns. Back then all I had to worry about was how am I saving my dogs from my ex? I used to abuse them. And then how am I moving to places with these dogs that will accept them? That was my only worry. Now I have a whole child. So I feel like that would probably cause me more concern, right? As it should. So if I want to be honest, I think that the answer is yes. Do you make efforts to get others to laugh and smile? No, I am very boring. I have no personality. Nobody ever laughs or smiles when I am around. Right? Right, guys? Right? Right? The auntie just turns around them. Well, what do you think? The testers sit there like, I don't know. Just fuck with them the whole time. I really wouldn't want to be that tester giving auntie this test. They would probably just give up by now and be like, you know what? We just don't want you to join Scientology, okay? Just get out of here. Do you make efforts to get others to laugh and smile? Do I make efforts? Like, I don't really try. Oh no, what just happened? Did I go back? You can go back? That's weird. Do you make efforts to get others to laugh and smile? I don't really make efforts, but I guess so. Do you find it easy to express your emotions? people tell me to stop expressing them. So I think people are like, can you not just keep these things to your damn self? You're writing 30 community tab posts, queen. So I think that the answer would be yes, or else I would be lying. Do you refrain from complaining when the other person is late for an appointment? Do I refrain from complaining? Probably not. Actually, like an appointment or like just like a lunch date. See, and this is why, once again, these things being so, so like general drives me insane. Because it's like, do you refrain from complaining when the other person is late for an appointment? Listen, if you're a doctor and you made an appointment with me and then I show up on time and you're late, I'm probably going to say something, right? But if it's just an appointment, quote unquote, like to meet up for lunch with like a friend, for example, and they end up running late, I'm probably not going to give a fuck. Like, I'm going to be like, yeah, life happens. There's been times where I've run late. I ran late today, damn it. I had people waiting here for me, and I was a huge bitch. So, this is what I mean. In that case, I don't really complain. I'm just like, oh shit, hope the person's okay, and that something didn't happen. Oh, look, there they are. Glad they're okay. But if it's a real appointment, and we're talking real appointments, then yes, I'm going to complain, damn it. Are you sometimes considered by others a spoil sport? The fuck does this mean? A spoil sport? Like, literally? A spoil sport. I'm just going to say maybe because I don't even know what that means. And I feel like none of us really know what that means. Like, you spoil things for people. Is that what it is? That's weird. I don't do movie reviews. There are no spoilers here. Do you consider there are other people who are definitely unfriendly towards you and work against you? This is such a weird way to put this fucking question. Do you consider there are other imagine you're not like me and you don't have a whole group of haters. So you like get this question and you like never thought about this before. Like, why would you? Right? Unless you're like on social media like me and then you have a group of haters. You don't usually think that there's actually people going around trying to hurt you or anything. So imagine like getting this and be like, well, should I consider? Like, I wasn't until just now when you asked me about this. So yes, there are people who are definitely unfriendly towards me, and I literally have channels dedicated to working against me. I have a whole subreddit dedicated. I have people that keep on lying about me having a Kiwi Farms thread that I keep asking for that no one can provide me with. So, yeah, there are. Would you admit you are wrong just to keep the peace? Oh, fuck! Fuck! Yeah. Yeah, I've done it. I've changed my mind on things. I have gone back on RSM being a rapist just to keep the peace once. I remember I did that because everyone was mad at me. And I was like, maybe if I just say no, he's not again, then everyone will leave me alone. So, yes, I am guilty. Do you have only a few people of whom you are really fond? Do you have favorites on the internet? You hate Queen? I know you do, Joe. You hate me. Are we Scientologists yet? Where is our free spaceships? I know, like, I want to go see Xenu, damn it. This test is so weird. Do you have only a few people of whom you are really fond? I feel like that's very similar to the question again, where they ask, like, do you have a close group of friends? And then, like, or are you, like, popular with acquaintances? Like, they ask the same thing, like, 3 different times, just in different wording, right? To try to trip you up. I'm not that slow. Unfortunately, I notice things like that right away, which I think is why I'm good at doing this kind of content. So that just threw me off a bit where I'm like, I feel like we already established. But if I only have a few people of whom I'm really fond, I can't say that there's only a few people that I'm really fond of because I'm fond of a lot of people. Believe it or not, I like a lot of people. Um, so mm, we'll go with maybe because I don't know if they mean like personally in your like personal life or like just like are you fond of people? You have some people that you're fond of. Are you rarely happy unless you have a special reason? Yeah, see, Joe, it depends who. See, that's what I mean. It's a hard thing because it's so damn general. Are you rarely happy unless you have a special reason? I try my best to wake up and be happy, and unfortunately, I am someone that suffers from major depression. And so because of that, I have to try to stay happy often, but I don't need like a special reason. I just kind of like wake up, and try to do things that make me happy. I tend to make a coffee in the morning, spend some extra time to myself before I wake the kiddo up. Just do little self-care things, if you will. So, no, I'm try to be happy more than upset or depressed. Are you circulate around what the fuck? Are you circulate around at a do you circulate around at a social gathering? This is the weirdest fucking way to ask this. Do you circulate around? Do you stand there and then just do circles and spins at the side of the room? Or do you talk to people? Like what? You know, Now look at this. Did you know the Oxford Capacity Analysis is scientific and a factual assessment of 10 key personality traits that determine success and happiness in life? Well, I know now. Thank you so much for telling us. Do you circulate around at a social gathering? Yes, I am at kind of the life of party. Would you believe it? Do you take reasonable precaution to prevent accidents? I don't drive, so I mean, we're not talking about that. Um, I'm kind of clumsy, so I guess we're going to say no. Does the idea of talking in front of people make you nervous? Do you hit on every cute guy and girl? I would if I was single, both. Excuse me. Does the idea of talking in front of people make you nervous? I am so weird. And even when I was growing up, my favorite thing to do in school was public speaking. When you got to like write a speech, you would get to go and like research something, and then you got to write a speech, and then you would get to say it in front of the whole class. That was my favorite time. I loved that. I also did a lot of acting when I was a kid. I was in acting school and stuff. So, no. If you saw an article in a shop obviously mistakenly marked lower than its correct price, would you try to get it at that price? In today's economy? Fuck yeah. If you had asked me like 15 years ago, I would have not done that. But today, yes. Okay, fuck you. Label it properly if you want to charge the proper price. Okay, I think everyone has to answer yes to this. Okay, there are none of you that would not try. Don't even lie. Don't even lie. Do you often feel that people are looking at you or talking about you behind your back? But they are though. One thing that was really weird is when I came out on YouTube, and after a few months, all of a sudden I realized that there's at least one person watching me on here on this platform at all times of day and night. No matter what, there's one person always watching one of my videos. And I was like, that's a really weird thing to think that like somebody is watching me at every moment of the day, even when I'm not on here. And that actually freaked me out for a very long time. I was like, I don't know if I like this idea. Maybe I should just stream and then delete them so they can only watch me when I'm performing. But no, talking about me behind my back. I don't think many people that I care about talk about me behind my back. I feel like if you're talking about me behind my back, that's probably because you don't have access to me to talk to me, because I probably don't want you to. But we all know that, yes, people are talking about me. But do I feel it? See, that's where this question gets me. Is it happening? Yes. Do I feel like it's happening? Do I feel it in my soul? No, I don't give a fuck. Otherwise, I would have to log off of here ages ago. This is year 4 of me being on the platform. So, I guess I'll say yes because, like, but I don't care. Does that make sense? Are you always getting into trouble? Okay, Mrs. Fucking Wonderful. Are you always getting into trouble? I mean, yeah, I get into trouble a lot. But like what kind of trouble? Again, as myself, no. As troll queen, yes. Um, but well, yes. Have you any particular hate or fear? I hate feet. Funny fact, I hate them. I hate them. They gross me out. I can't even like touch my if my husband like touches me with his feet, I'll be like, "Ah, don't touch me." I have a thing. I also have a thing with veins, so I don't like guys with a lot of muscles, for example. So you can like see it, or women. I find when women have a lot of muscles, you can like see their leg veins. I don't know. That bothers me. Those are my weird hates and fears, I guess. The fear of heights. So yes, I would say yes. Do you prefer to be an onlooker rather than participate in any active sport? In any? In any? I mean, I like to play basketball. I did wrestling when I was in high school, believe it or not. So like, oh, I don't know. I guess I would have to say yes, because it's really only those two things that I would like want to take part in. Maybe volleyball. The rest of them, I'm like, peace out. And yeah, someone's gonna be like, well, what about hockey? You're Canadian. I'd rather watch it than play it. Thank you. So I guess I would prefer to be an onlooker. Do you find it easy to be impartial? Yes, apparently. I am impartial to a lot of things. It gets me into trouble. I have some very set beliefs, but then I have some things that I'm kind of up in the air, or I'm right in the middle. Like my politics tends to be right down the center. My friends all made fun of me because we took these like political tests that show you where you are, and literally I was right down the middle for everything. And they were like, holy fuck, like when you say that you're a centrist, I didn't actually think you were going to be a straight line, like down the fucking middle. And I was like, yeah, I depends. So I can apparently be very impartial. Have you a definite set standard of courteous behavior in front of other members of your family? Um, yes. I mean, I guess so. I have a narc mom, so like you can't act up, okay? You got to be very careful. So I guess yes. Courteous is in quotes there. Can you start the ball rolling at a social gathering? I don't know if I could ever start a conversation. I try to achieve what comes so naturally to a queen. People who have zero respect for authority get into trouble sooner or later. It's true. So, can you start the ball rolling at a social gathering? Yes, I am usually the one expected to. Would you buy on credit with the hope that you can keep up the payments? I used to be very into doing that. And when I was 18, I got a credit card and I maxed it out. And then it took me like until I was in my mid 20s to fucking pay it back. And then ever since then, no. I do not like to buy on credit at all. I hate it. I will pay cash before I will ever use a credit card. So, no, I don't like owing money. I have a thing with that. Do you get an after reaction when something unexpected, such as an accident or other disturbing incident, takes place? Again, I feel like that some of this is due to my mental health. So, yes, I mean, I can't be like, no, I don't. Because I do. It usually comes in the form of a panic attack. Do you consider the good of all concerned rather than your own personal advantages? Unfortunately, I have literally fucked myself over several times because I am considering the good of everyone involved over myself and my own personal advantages. Um, so I would have to say yes. When hearing a lecturer, do you sometimes experience the idea that the speaker is referring entirely to you? Uh, maybe I once did. Um, I mean, again, that depends. Hello, I am apparently social media famous. I found out the other day that I am apparently social media famous. I just found this out like 2 days ago. I was so happy. I was like, wow, cool. So sometimes they actually are talking and referring to me. So see how this doesn't always work. But a normal lecturer, maybe I did at one time, but I think after doing a lot of like coverage of things like that and like training courses and all that kind of stuff, you kind of learn not to. So I think the answer to this would be maybe, if we're gonna be honest. Like, I try not to now, but like there was a time when I really did. And if I didn't do what I do, I might still. So we're gonna go with maybe. Does external noise rarely interfere with your concentration? Ah, hmm. I mean, it can. I'm one of those people where, for example, if I'm reading a book, then I don't want like music on. But I could totally concentrate and get stuff done with music on at the same time. So again, I feel like maybe because it depends on what I'm concentrating on, right? I feel like for most people that's the case. That's okay, Angel. I'm just glad that you're here. Yeah, there's over 200 questions, they say. We're gonna try and get through all of them. Don't worry. Does external noise rarely interfere with your concentration? Again, what the fuck am I concentrating on? And what is the external noise? So I guess, again, maybe. Are you usually up to date on everyday affairs? Um, no. No. I mean, I can be with some things, but I'm like one of those people where I'll be there like paying attention to the drama like every single day for like 3 weeks, and then I like disappear for like 3 months, and then everyone's like, "Where's Queen?" And then all of a sudden I show up again, and they're like, "Oh, yeah," and then I have no clue what's going on, and then I have to get like up to date. So, maybe is the answer. Can you confidently plan and work towards carrying out an event in 6 months' time? Do you know what? I planned my wedding and then got married within 6 months. And if you can plan your wedding, all right, in 6 months, you can fucking plan anything. Do you consider the modern prisons without bars system doomed to failure? What? Weirdest fucking question in the world. Like, what? Lord, this is weird. Um, maybe because I have no clue what the fuck you're talking about. Do you tend to be careless? Yes, that could happen. Do you ever get a dreamlike feeling toward life when it all seems unreal? I kind of a realist, so I feel like there's not many times where life feels like my life is just surreal. Okay, so no. Do you speedily recover from the effects of bad news? No. If it's bad news that has to do with me, then no. When you criticize, do you at the same time try to encourage? Encourage what? If I'm criticizing them, I probably don't want to encourage them. What do you mean? But there have been times where I've been criticizing, like on passive, for example, and I encourage them to do what they say that they were going to do. So again, maybe. Are you normally considered cold? That depends. Are you a gun cell who bothered me and then I like blocked you and muted you and cut off all contact? Cause then you out here watching this right now, like, yeah, she's a cold bitch. She won't even unblock me. But if you're anyone else, then you probably do not consider me to be cold. I don't feel like most people consider me to be cold. Um, so no. Excuse me, I said no. Thank you. Are your opinions insufficiently important to tell other people? Do I think my opinions are important? No. Will I blast them to the entire world anyway? Yes. Are you so self assured that it sometimes annoys others? hmm. Hmm. Just like, yeah. Um, mm, I think, yeah. Do you keep close contact on articles of yours which you have loaned to friends? Uh, mm, I feel like that's a no. My friends have taken all kinds of my shit. Do you enjoy activities of your own choosing? Yeah. Am I not supposed to? Like, what does that mean? Does emotional music have quite an effect on you? Fun fact. Yes, I can actually feel music. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel music. Do you completely condemn a person because he is a rival or opponent in some aspect of your relations with him? It's interesting how you chose him. Well, I completely condemn a person. See, like, this is the thing is that no, there have been people that I don't like, but if they do something decent, I'm like, hey, or if they're getting hated on for something stupid, I'll be like, that's not right. So I guess maybe is honest. Do you often sit and think about death, sickness, pain, and sorrow? I sit and think about all things. Are you perturbed at the idea of loss of dignity? Why is it gendered? Yeah, I don't know. It would interest me though. Huh. Are you perturbed by the idea of loss of dignity? I mean, sometimes, maybe it depends. I don't feel like I have much dignity. Are you always collecting things which might be useful? I once was a little bit of a hoarder. Not like a bit of a hoarder, like to the sense where like I had like shit all over my house, but I was one of those people that really did have like a hard time throwing things away because I would be like, well, what if I need it one day? But then you have a child and she gets 5 million little tiny toys and then starts to grow up and then you go, I can't wait to get rid of this. And then you tend to not do this as much anymore. So I think we'll go with maybe because it's. Would you criticize faults and point out the bad points on someone else's character or handiwork? Is that not what I do every day? So yes. Are you openly appreciative of beautiful things? I mean, I like to think so. Do you sometimes give away articles which, strictly speaking, do not belong to you? Do you often steal and give it away? No. Do you greet people effusively? Probably, yeah. Do you often ponder on previous misfortunes? Do you often live in the past? Um, I mean, I compare at times. We'll go with maybe. Are you sometimes considered forceful in your actions or opinions? Quick, someone here 30 community posts. I would say yes. Do you accept criticism easily and without resentment? Now, here's the thing. I can if it is actually like constructive criticism. If you are just coming on to insult me, call me names, or make fun of me, then I'm going to kind of be like, the fuck is this person's problem? So I guess if we're going to be honest, we'll go with maybe. Are you usually undisturbed by noises off when you are trying to rest? Are you usually undisturbed by what? Woo! My whole head just went, what the fuck? Are you usually undisturbed by noises off when you are trying to rest? Yeah, it's not just me, right? You're also kind of like, what? Yeah, okay. Uh, like I need noise when I am trying to rest. I don't know how to even like this makes no sense. We're just gonna go with maybe because I'm literally like, what the fuck? Are you likely to be jealous? Uh, not really. My husband would probably say yes though, so we'll go with maybe. Do you tend to put off doing things and then discover it is too late? Are you a procrastinator? Are you a white noise addict? Do you tend to put off things? I mean, not really. I'm kind of like, I do things early usually, but then every once in a while there is something that I'll put off, but it's never too late. I guess maybe? Do you prefer to abide by the wishes of others rather than seek to have your own way? No. Do you find it easy to get yourself started on a project? Yes. I like to get started right away. Do you bite your fingernails or chew the end of your pencil? Yes, I am a fingernail biter and I have been known to chew things. Do you turn up the volume of your emotions just to create an effect? No, I don't have to. My volume is always turned up on emotions. I am just an emotional person. I am very loud, very big personality, very passionate, and therefore I like, do I turn it up or am I just that way? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't turn it up. I don't do it where it's like an act of choice where I'm sitting here going, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to like act crazy, crazy emotional again, unless I'm fucking trolling you. And then it's not really to create a real effect. So I don't really know. Maybe. If we were invading another country, whoa, would you feel sympathetic towards um yeah, I would. I don't like war at all. Are there some things about yourself on which you are touchy? What? There's some things about yourself in which you are touchy. I feel like the answer for that with everyone, like I'm sure we all have something or a couple things that like are touchy. I can't like think of any off the top of my head right now, but I feel like if you answer no, that's a lie. Do you have few interests and activities that are your own choice? That's a weird question. They're like, how much can we manipulate you into this? Huh? Huh? Right? It's like, I don't have few interests. I have lots. Do you ever get a single thought which hangs around for days? Yes. Are you a slow eater? Am I a slow eater? No. I don't think I'm a slow eater. Can you be a stabilizing influence when others get panicky. Yes, I'm like that weird person where I flip out, but then when if someone else is flipping out, all of a sudden I'm like a rock. It's very strange. Would you stop and find out whether a person needed help even though they had not directly asked you for it? Um, yeah, I would. Are you prejudiced in favor of your own school, college, club, or team? Am I prejudiced in favor? No. No. I don't do the prejudice all or nothing thing. Do you pay your debts and keep your promises when it is possible? Yes. Do you sleep well? No. Would you use corporal punishment on a child aged 10 if it refused to obey? I don't, what the fuck? First of all, why do we decide age 10? That's weird. And corporal punishment? No! 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 Jesus Christ! Well, I guess they use corporate punishment, confirmed. Do you prefer to take a passive role in any club or organization to which you belong? No. Are you logical and scientific in your thinking? Yeah, it. Yep, it. Yep, you read that correctly. So did I. It. Are you logical and scientific in your thinking? I like to think so. All right, Beth. Oh my God, this is so creepy. It's sending me a message, guys. It says, all right, Beth, this is the halfway mark. Take your time and answer every question as things are right now. Even though, like the last time, they were, instead of take your time, right? They were like, please make sure that you answer all of this all very properly and as soon as it comes into your mind, which I felt was like they didn't want you to like take your time, like they wanted you to like hurry up and like, answer it with the first thing that comes to your mind, if you will, right? Like not think on it too much and be like, "Oh yeah, this is what's going on here now." So, like I just very much am like, "Whoa." uh I guess now we're taking our time. Go towards the light, Carol Ann. So, since this is the halfway mark, I think that it would be fair if I took a little bathroom break and grabbed a coffee. Now, while I do this, I think that we need some kind of palate cleanser, right? So I am trying to find a palate cleanser, if you will. And right now, for me, a palate cleanser would honestly be listening to Leah Remini just tear up Scientology. So without further ado, and just because I don't care if I get friggin' copyright struck, we're going to do that for a moment. Oh, you guys want tiny dinger condoms? I can do that. Would you guys prefer to have that? Tell me right now what you guys would prefer. Do you want the Tiny Dinger condom commercial, the Valentine's Day one, or do you want to hear Leah Remini explain Scientology? Let me know which one, because I have both of them on cue for us, so I can bring up either or, and I will of course play both by the end of the stream. Both are about 10 minutes long, so it's a good little break, if you will. I think the tiny dinner condom is about 7 minutes actually. Hold on, let me just see. Yeah, it's about 8 minutes. All right, you guys want the Valentine's Day one. All right, so we will have a little break, and since I'm sure that you guys actually want to. Oh, don't worry, we will be playing it by the end. If I don't play it right now, I will probably be playing it just before I roll the outro. We'll end on that. Or if we need another break in a little bit, then I'll play it. But you guys seem to want to have a laugh, which makes sense to me that you maybe you need a little break from Scientology for like 10 minutes before we do the other half of this. That makes absolute sense. So without further ado, everybody, please do take a moment to hear a word from my sponsor. They sponsor my channel. They have sponsored Shaw's channel as well. This is the Valentine's Day one, so here's a moment from our sponsors, and then we will be back in about 8 minutes to finish this quiz. It's Valentine's Day. Don't spend the day alone. Spend it with someone special or someone you swiped left on. Celebrate your passion all day and all night. This year, don't worry about the size of the gift, especially the package under your clothes. After all, she won't be worried about the size of your eggplant if you aren't concerned with the size of her melons. So reach over to the nightstand and grab a pack of Tiny Dinger condoms trademarked. Don't let size anxiety ruin the romance. We now come in all micro sizes, colors, and textures. We also have a special offer just for you. Stay tuned until the end to find out more. Give her the most loving Valentine by grabbing a pack, rib for her pleasure in your perfect teeny size. All sorts of flavors. You're sure to find one her taste buds will love as much as they love gliding up and down that rubber schlong. She won't even care if you keep your socks on. But don't believe me. Here's a word from our best customers.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Big Trez 1K. Yes, it is true, about my sex organs and stuff like that, and I would just ignore it. Pictures that Messiaen already did revenge porn on me, which caused me to build my OnlyFans. Talk dirty. I don't know what else to say about it, about my sex organs. Yes, it is true, and there's going to be a lot coming out about it. My stuff.
I got sick and tired of dealing with my shit, embarrassing, totally humiliated by this dump that came out recently. And in a way, I was kind of relieved. I don't need to bore everyone with the details of how serious this is. It's a problem. It's a problem for me and tragic. Eggs he went over the whole thing. And I said, my work here is done. Negs and I are in love. Negs and I love each other. Negs, he's a liar. He's dangerous. He's a predator. I am involved with a dangerous white nationalist and a racist. That's what ghetto is. So you guys go ahead and have a laugh at my expense, but I'm not going to stand for it. And you guys can go fuck yourselves. Amazing. I'm not helping you, Negs. Oh, no. I'm going to ruin him.
Let me preface this. I am, for the first time, going to react to, women. I've never seen what it looks like down below. I'm going to do that in this campaign to learn more about this, women are women, men are men. But I'm going to press play. And we're going to see what it looks like. My heart is pounding in my chest. My heart is pounding in my chest right now. And I'm scared. I'm scared about what's going to happen next. I don't see anything yet. Sitting down, because it's so far down. Some smooth white skin. These. No, don't touch. Stop touching. Stop. No, don't touch. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm horrified. Stop it. Stop making those sounds. Stop making those. Oh God, I still have not seen what it looks like. What I see is an abomination of a vagina. I've always talked quite a bit, or not always, but been talking quite a bit about how you can't just invert a penis. I obviously can't put it on the screen because it would be horrific, and YouTube wouldn't allow it. I'm going to...
What's up, guys? I just want to tell everyone Jason is fine, okay? And Jason is dealing with some things that he needs to go to the doctor for, and I've been aware of it for quite a while now. But we're fine. Yes, he says very shocking to people. I agree. This is what he's dealing with, as his wife, as his best friend, and as his main supporter, as a partner, as a friend, as the person in his life. I'm making the decision to stay with him despite what other people are saying, because I realize he has his problems. I look at it in a different way than what other people do. Don't take it to heart. I know it's my stuff. It doesn't work. You know what I mean?
The situation that we have going on. Nobody that you know, when I want to talk to everybody about the situation. So could you hook me up? First of all, I wanted to thank you guys. That helped. I appreciate you a lot. I always got to keep one bit of me thing, or it starts stalling out. It's weird. But this video is a very specific message that I want known to everybody that knows me and Shani, okay? Maybe it's true. People find it, and I'm sure it's trolls. So there's this craziness with a lot of people that like to. It was not you know, this thing that should have blown up into what happened there was not right. Stop it. I take care of stuff, you know. And bless her, she does what she can do. Okay? She's my wife, and I love her with every bit of my being. Every bit of it. There's not one bit of me that doesn't just love her 1,000,000,000%. One bit of me, like, really weirdness. My position on it. It's like, you guys just stop it with that abusive shit towards one bit of me. He's a good boy. Or it starts stalling out. It's weird.
I know.
We're just on stream to pretty much just clarify what's going on. Amber came down the first night. I guess there was some drinking, alright? We cut the stream after like 4 hours or whatever. She said, I guess she didn't want to hook up with, like, whatever. We ended up hooking up, and I guess, you know, she's upset about it.
I said no. I said no twice.
She's obviously very desperate.
Said no. I said no twice.
And she's upset about it.
Tiny Dinger condoms trademarked for the men who can't boss up. This helps get that little D up and rape those bitches. Remember, it's not really rape if she can't feel it. Grab your pack today for a whole 65% off until the end of the month. Located at
Walmart, Walgreens, Shoppers Drug Mart, Home Hardware, Rexall, Hartman's, your local CVS pharmacy, and in your favorite streamer's nightstand.
Happy Valentine's Day from Tiny Dinger Condoms. And don't forget to put one on so you don't breed Satan's spawn. Now, back to our regular programming. All right, now back to our regular programming, everyone. So yes, Tiny Dinger Condoms, it sponsors my entire channel, just so you know. So they are sponsoring this video. I'm sure Scientology will be very pleased. Again, we are at the halfway mark. So this thing is pretty much 200 questions, since this is question 101. And I hope that everyone has had a good little break and we are ready to get back into this. So, does the youth of today have more opportunity than that of a generation ago? I think so, and I hope so, and I hope that continues on, as my daughter will be the next generation. Do you throw things away only to discover that you need them later? So first they asked us if we kept things in case we might need them later. Like, are you hoarding stuff? And now they're like, do you throw things out willy-nilly? It's like, oh man, have I thrown things away? Not really. So I think for me it's no. Number 103. Would you give up easily on a given course if it were causing you a considerable amount of inconvenience? I feel like Scientology is asking us this question, right? To kind of be like, if we get you to join us and sign up for our courses, you're going to stay, right? You're going to finish those courses. You'll see them all the way through. If they, cause you some inconvenience, you're not just going to quit. And I don't give up on much easily. Do you wax enthusiastic about what the fuck does this mean? Apparently I have to be in a different generation to know what wax enthusiastic means. I am literally Googling this right now. I am not even joking. Literally. To wax enthusiastic. I can't even fucking say it apparently. Go crazy about something. Get enthusiastic. Okay. Okay. I guess we learn something new every day. Why is it wax enthusiastic? That was weird. This was totally written by an old fart. It was. It was written by L. Ron Hubbard's buddy. Only a few? Like, no, actually, there's a lot that I get pretty enthusiastic about. That's why my channel is all over the fucking place. Do you rarely suspect the actions of others? Huh. I tend to call out what we are doing. So no, I often suspect the actions of others. Do you sometimes wonder if anyone really cares about you? Oh, now we're getting personal. Do you sometimes, when you're late at night in your room, sit there and ponder about life and its meaning and if anyone actually cares about you? I think we all wonder this. I have lots of days where I'm like, does anyone even care that I'm fucking out here deep diving these cults? Anyone? Or that I'm taking down this scammer right now? Anyone? No? Okay. Do you turn down responsibility because you doubt your fitness to cope? I do the opposite, and I tend to take on too many responsibilities and then flip the fuck out because I can't cope. So, no. Do you sometimes feel compelled to repeat some interesting item or tidbit? Compelled? Like feel compelled? That's a little bit strong. Like, is there a force that takes over you and it's like, you need to do this right now? No. Am I a trend chaser? No. That's also why I suck on here. Do you tend to exaggerate a justifiable grievance? Do I tend to exaggerate a justifiable grievance? In terms of my emotions about it, probably. Is your facial expression varied rather than set? Yeah, are you a gossiper? Is your facial expression varied rather than set? Like, what do they mean? Like, do you not have any facial expressions? Do you have resting bitch face? I would say, yeah, I'm very much react with my face. Do you usually need to justify or back up an opinion once stated? Yes, and I've even been called out for over explaining things, and then other times I under explain things. I'm just a fucking mess, okay? Do you openly and sincerely admire beauty in other people? Yes. Would it take a definite effort on your part to consider the subject of unaliving yourself? No, I have considered it. Would you consider yourself energetic in your attitude toward life? Most of the time, I'm just a pretty energetic person. So I guess yes. Would a disagreement affect your general relationship with another person? Again, this loaded but yet general question. Do you know what I mean? It's a very loaded question, but then it's also very general. And it's like, it depends on what the disagreement is and what our relationship is. You know? So it's kind of like, I don't know. But I feel like I can disagree with people and it does not affect our general relationship. But then there are some things that I cannot have a disagreement with people on that would affect it. So I guess maybe. Does a minor failure on your part rarely trouble you? No, I have major anxiety. It troubles me a lot. Do you sometimes feel that you talk too much? Want me to see if my mother-in-law wants to take it? Yeah, we do need an 80-year-old to take this quiz. It'd be interesting. Joe, you're almost there, aren't you? I'm just joking, Joe. I love you. Do you sometimes feel that you talk too much? I do. I've been told that I talk too much. Alonda often teases me about how whenever she needs me to talk, I can just talk. Because she'll be like, "Oh, I have to go take a call, or I have to go and grab my headphones or something. Talk for a few minutes." We all know I can do that quite well. And then other times it's like, "Can you not talk so much in this? Because I'm trying to stream quick today." So yes, we know that I talk too much. Do you smile much? Yes, I am constantly smiling. Are you easily pleased? Am I an easy person to please? I feel like at times yes, and at times no, if I'm being honest. So I guess maybe. When met with direct opposition, would you still seek to have your own way rather than give in? Yes. I am not giving up for anything. Again, they're telling us here, did you know the Oxford Capacity Analysis graph will highlight the strengths of your personality and also point out the weak areas that are holding you back in life? It's like, yes, you've told me that 100 times. That's why I'm taking it. We get that. Thank you. So, provided the distance were not too great, would you still prefer to ride rather than walk? I'm actually a very, very strange person. And I will literally walk for an hour to get somewhere before I even pay like 3.45 to take a bus there because I'm a cheap bitch. And also, I love to walk. I'm weird. It was funny when my husband and I first got together, I think it actually was the first day that we went on a date. I made him walk around town for like 5 hours straight. And he had a car and he was very angry with me because he was like, I could just drive us to the date. And I was like, no, let's walk. And it ended up being like a 45-minute walk there. And then I like made him take a little walk with me like all around afterwards. We were on a fucking date. So by the time we got back, it was like 5 hours of walking. And he was like, "Why did you make us walk so much? I haven't walked that much in ages. I drive everywhere." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I don't drive. I would rather walk because gas costs money. And why do that when we have working legs?" So, no, I would rather walk than ride. Unless you have a Harley Davidson, in which case, please come and pick me up. I'd rather ride. Do you ever get disturbed by the noise of the wind or a house settling down? No. And that is because I do not believe in the supernatural. I feel like this question, some people that maybe they do believe in things like that, like they would answer like yes, right? Um so it's kind of, I don't know if this question actually says much about your personality other than that. Is your opinion influenced by looking at things from the standpoint of your experiences, occupation, or training? Now, again, I think everybody's goes through their own self filter, if you will. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that because you are going to have your own personal opinions and beliefs based on your own personal experiences, your skills, your training, your interests, and etc. So I think that for most people, this is the case. But then you can also have an opinion that isn't influenced by those things. Like when I'm talking about certain things, I take myself out of it. But then when discussing other things, it sometimes my experience is necessary for the conversation, if you will, to kind of show why I have that opinion, right? So I feel like all of us do this to an extent, and then we can also not do it if needed. But I'll say yes because I think for the most part, most people You know, we all perceive life based on our own personal experiences and what we've already been through and etc., right? The wind disturbs me, but house noises don't. I joke I will be murdered in my sleep someday because I blame every noise on my cats. Yeah, the cats are going to come for you, Angel. Do you often make tactless blunders? I mean, I guess so. Are you suspicious of people who ask to borrow money from you? And then you answer no, and then they're like, are you suspicious of an organization that tells you that you have to donate every single cent you make to them if you join? Welcome to Scientology and Mormonism, too, by the way. Are you suspicious of people who ask to borrow money from you? Yes. And by the way, you should all be suspicious of people who ask to borrow money from you. Please don't be like Shani and Rev and just hand out $7,000 to like randoms on the internet. Are your decisions swayed by personal interests? I mean, again, it depends what decision. Like I said, sometimes there's times to make decisions based on emotions, sometimes on logic, sometimes on your personal interests, sometimes not. Like these things are so fucking general. So again, for this one, I think I'm going to have to say maybe because again, it's like depending on the decision and the interest. Because we also all have to do things that we're not interested in, right? Can you get quite enthusiastic over some simple little thing? Yes. And Six Drop says, if they can't handle their money to where they need yours, how reliable might they be? That's a very good question to ask, right? It's okay to be wondering, even if it's like a family member or close friend, still be like, well, I don't know about lending you money. Lending money is a something that you have to do like very carefully, I feel like. Can you get quite enthusiastic over some simple little thing? Can you? Yes, I feel like I can get quite enthusiastic over anything. Do you frequently take action even though you know your own good judgment would indicate otherwise? Do you act before you think sometimes? Again, the answer is probably yes. Are you in favor of color bar and class distinction? Odd question. And the answer is no. Are you aware of any habitual physical mannerisms, such as pulling your hair, nose, ears, or such like? Yes. Can you quickly adapt and make use of new conditions and situations, even though they may be difficult? I have been described as flexible, so I guess yes. Do some noises set your teeth on edge? Like the sound of nails on a chalkboard? Like, yeah. Can you see the other fellow's point of view when you wish to? The other fellow. It was somebody old that wrote this. The other fellow. Point of view when you wish to. I don't know why I have to talk like that to read this, but it just happened. Yes. I usually wish to. I try to see other people's point of views. Do you go to bed when you want to rather than by the clock? Uh, yeah. Yeah. I don't have like a bedtime if that's what they mean. Do the petty foibles of others make you impatient? Yes. Do children irritate you? Well, I mean, no, I love children, but every once in a while when I'm on a field trip with my daughter's class and we got like 30 kids all on a bus together, I am like, holy crap, when is this ride over? But no, I love children. Are you less talkative than your associates? No, I am probably the most talkative of everyone. The only person that might give me a run for my money might be Auntie, which is good for me, actually. I enjoy it. Do you usually carry out assignments promptly and systemically? Yeah. I try to. I am kind of one of those people that if I get something like that I have to do, I want to get it done like right away. Um, so yes, I don't procrastinate often on things like that. Would you assist a fellow traveler rather than leave it to the officials? What am I assisting them with? I feel like if the officials are there, like already, then they probably don't need me since I'm not an official. I don't like to like make claims that I can do things I cannot do, or claim to be official when I'm not. So that's a weird question. Like, but if I could assist someone so that they wouldn't have to like reach out to a so-called like official or person there or whatever, then I would. So I guess yes. When voting, oh no. I'm gonna get canceled again. When voting, do you vote the same party ticket straight rather than studying the candidates and issues? No, I always study the candidates and issues, and I only have voted one time, and it was for Trudeau the first time, and he won, and then marijuana was legalized, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. Just being honest. Do you frequently dwell on your past illnesses or painful experiences? This is very unfair and ableist, considering I literally have a mental health issue that like pounds me with painful experiences constantly. People don't understand that the mind of someone with what I have is basically constantly having to block out memories and flashbacks of these experiences. I try not to dwell, but I mean, when your entire life is at every moment of every day, pretty much trying to block out these things, I mean, every once in a while, they end up getting to you. You can't say they don't. So I'm going to say maybe because I feel like frequently dwell is not really true since I've gotten a lot better with my mental health over the last 10 years, especially, the last 10 years I consider to really be when I was able to work on it. Right? And that's what I'm saying too, Angel. That's basically exactly what I'm saying. I also have that. Both, by the way. So, and then I have CPTSD. So I'm kind of sitting here like, this is very unfair. Because it's like, with fibro and everything, like, it's like, how do you, first of all, you're just in pain constantly. Like, you have good days, you have bad days, but there's usually always pain. You always feel like something's on fire. For me also, I always have a lot of shoulder issues and wrist issues. I have real bad carpal tunnel syndrome as well. Um so it's like I'm just always in pain, and then my mind is always trying to hit me with trauma constantly, right? So it's like I don't frequently dwell, but of course there are times when I will dwell. And there are days where I wake up and I'm in pain and I just don't want to do that day. You know? I have those days. And then that would probably be considering like dwelling on my illness or whatever. So, I mean, I feel like frequently is a bit strong of a word, but sometimes is the answer. So that's why I'm going with maybe. It's not really yes, it's not really no, but it is sometimes. Do you get very ill at ease in disordered surroundings? What? Have I been going about this like friggin' way too long? Are they not making sense anymore? Lord, do you get very ill at ease in disordered surroundings? This is such like a trick question. So do you get ill when there is ease in disordered surroundings? is how I'm like reading that. If someone chopped off your hand out of pure spite, do you seek revenge? The answer to that is yes, by the way. Do you get very ill at ease in disordered surroundings? Like, I don't even know how to like answer that one. Like it, because I don't know if I'm even reading it correctly. And I feel like then we need to go with maybe, because like I don't know what the fuck that means. Do you usually criticize a film or show that you see or a book that you read? Do I criticize it? I mean, like if it sucks, but if I like it, I'll say I like it. Um, I mean, I guess I criticize a lot of shows and films, so yeah, we'll go with yes. When recounting some amusing incident, can you easily imitate the mannerisms or the dialect in the original incident? They're like, "Are you good at acting?" Yes, I actually have been called out by friends of mine, especially in person, because apparently I put on like a whole show. I will act out the whole thing. You get a full story from me in subjects about which you are not expert, which again, what? In subject about which you are not expert, which you are not unexpert, but they're saying which you are not expert at. It's just like, I hate the wording. Are your own ideas of sufficient importance as to tell others? No, because I am not an expert, so I would rather listen to people. I mean, I might share an opinion or an idea here and there, or but I usually like to ask questions and learn if I'm not the expert, which I often am not. Do you have a tendency to tidy up a disorder of somebody else's household? Oh, I've been known to like go over to a friend's house and then when it's messy, be like, okay, so we're gonna clean this up now. So I mean, yes, yes, I do that. I'm kind of a neat freak. I'm a little weird, I know. But yeah. Can you accept defeat easily without the necessity of swallowing your disappointment? Do you accept defeat easily without the necessity of swallowing your disappointment? Sorry, I felt like I had to read that like I was a knight at the round table. Um, Probably not. I feel like I probably don't accept defeat easily. My husband would probably tell you that playing games with me, I get very upset when I start to lose. I feel like he would call me out on that. And those of you that have been in voice calls know that my husband will yell out and call me out. The one day I was like, I don't drink. I said something about how I don't like to share drinks. And then my husband was like calling out. He was like, "You drank all of my pop. What are you talking about?" I was like, "Yeah, because I don't like to share them. So I just steal it instead. That's what I do." So I feel like the answer to this is no. Do you often feel depressed? Person with major depression. Yes. Are you ever ill at ease in the company of children? Are you ever ill at ease? I really am having a hard time with the way that they put this. Am I at ease in the company of children? Again, I'm gonna go maybe because again, I don't like the wording of this. Do you get frustrated? I mean, I love my own child, but do I particularly like other people's? Not always. Do you get frustrated at not being able to do something rather than finding a substitute activity or system? Yeah, I am one of those people that are like, if I am trying to do something and then I cannot do it, I get frustrated and then I have to keep on trying until I do it. And this is why I am awful at playing some games if I'm not good at them, and why my husband would be like, "You're an awful loser at that." Because I am that person where I will be like, "How come I cannot get this? I need to get this. I need to be able to do this right now." And then I'll just keep doing it until I do it, right? So, yes, I get frustrated. Are you sometimes completely unable to enter the spirit of things? I mean, yeah, sometimes. And it says sometimes. So yeah, I feel like everyone has days like where they maybe don't want to enter the spirit of what's happening, and nobody wants to be possessed. So there's that. Do you rarely express your grievances? I'm pretty sure that if I have grievances, the whole fucking world knows about them. So I think the answer is, do you rarely express your grievances? Is no. I express them quite often. Do you work in spurts, being relatively inactive and then furiously active for a day or two? Funny thing. When I work out of the home, no. When I work at home, yes. I am that person where I will work hard, even on like videos and editing and stuff, even as a hobbies and that. I am that type of person where I will be like, all right, I'm going to record 7 videos today and edit 3. And then for like 2 days, I don't do anything. Or I might only do like 1 or 2 little things, or like maybe like one stream, you know. So, yeah, I feel like I am this person. Does the number of incomplete jobs you have on hand bother you? Yes. I am also a Gemini for those that believe in horoscopes. So I am also one of those people that have like 7 different projects going. Like I have literally like 6 or 7 videos right now that I am working on and editing. Like they're recorded, they're done. It's just I'm like slowly editing through all of them, you know. So to me, they're all incomplete jobs, and you will often hear me be like, "I want to get this video out so soon, just so that I can like have it done and out and off my fucking computer in different parts," you know. So does the number of incomplete jobs you have on hand bother you? Yes. Do people enjoy being in your company? I don't know. Do you guys like to be in my company? Do you guys like to be in my company? Don't let them know all your secrets. They'll use them to build a super army. A super army of queens. Oh no. The gods better beware. Do people enjoy being in your company? Do you guys enjoy being in my company? Six Drop says yes. But I mean, yes, we do. Joe says yes. Okay, fine. Yes. Could you allow someone to finish those final 2 words in a crossword puzzle without interfering? Oh, that's a hard one. When it comes to crossword, really? Probably not. I have to admit, I am that I love crossword puzzles. Like if you're sitting there and you're doing one with me, like we're doing it together all of a sudden. But could I shut my mouth and allow someone to finish a job without interfering? Yes. Do you see what I mean? Like, I feel like sometimes when they ask these questions, it's like in this scenario, no, I love crossword. But then in any other scenario, which I feel is why they're asking this to find out about, right? Then I would allow them to finish. And in the sec, you always let them finish. Just saying. That's for the minute there. It's you I'm talking to. We do well on that. So, my whole thing here is like, I know that they're asking this as a loaded question and it's supposed to mean something else, right? So, I'm like, in terms of that, the answer would be yes. But then if we're actually talking about crossword, the answer is no. Thank you, Six Drops, for the super chat. We enjoy your company so much, we shall pay you. They pay me to be their friend. So like again with this one, oh fuck, man. I guess maybe. I think that's the most honest. Because, like I said, when you're looking at what they actually mean, and this is why these quizzes are so hard for me, because I can never just read it for what it actually says. I'm so analytical. My mind just tries to think of like, what are they really trying to find out with this? And then I go straight to that. And then I'm like, oh, damn, but that's a different answer. And this is why I am so indecisive when it comes to this, which is why I needed your guys' help. Do you consider the best points of most people and only rarely speak slightingly of them? I don't speak slightingly of people at all. At all. If I haven't told you, then I do not say it. If I have said it behind someone's back, it's because I've already talked to them about it. I am really not that person. I do not like exposing or blasting people, believe it or not. So for me, I would rather just, instead of like talking smack, I'd rather just come to you and tell you. So whenever I'm talking about people, if I'm talking about people that are like friends and people that are actually around me, I'm usually saying nice things. I'm not talking smack, right? Can I talk smack on people I don't like? Oh hell yeah, all day long. But if I like someone, right? And like they have best points, they're around me, they're in my life, then it's like, no, I'm not going to speak like crap on them. I would be considering the best points of most people, right? So I guess the answer to this is yes, although I just don't speak slightingly of them at all. Because there shouldn't be that many situations where I would feel the need to talk about other people. And it's usually other people that have to bring that up. Do you laugh or smile quite readily? Yes, I laugh a little too much sometimes. Some people have been like, why do you laugh at yourself? And I'm like, because I'm funny. Sometimes I think I'm funny. Is that okay? Are you definite and empathetic in voice and manner? I think I can be, and then I can't be at times. But yeah, I'd say that most people would tell me to pick yes for that too. Are you effusive only to close friends, if at all? What? What? Are you effusive only to close friends, if at all? What a weird way to put this. They keep doing this to me where I'm just like, I don't know how I would like. Are you effusive only to close friends, if at all? Doesn't effusive mean like grateful? Are you great? See, that's not the part I'm having a problem with. It's the only to close friends, if at all, that I'm having a problem with. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, are you grateful to close friends? If at all, I don't know what that means. So I guess we're going to go with maybe because once again, I don't know what the hell that means. I'm kind of like, what? Beth! Ah, they're calling me by name. This is the final stretch. Once you complete it, you can come in and receive your personality test results and get your free in-person evaluation. I am so excited. You know what? I think this would actually be a great time for us to take a look at Leah because I'm going to go on a little smoky smoke because I didn't really have time to do that the last time. And then we're in the last stretch. So I think it would be a good time to do that because I really, really like Leah. And in this interview, I believe it's on Netflix. Yeah, Netflix. Sorry, I just had to like double check in the title. She is explaining Scientology's scam. It is, how long is it? 10 minutes and 25 seconds. I do plan on playing the whole thing. If I end up with a copyright in the release of this video, if you are not here for the live stream, it might end up trimmed out. Might not, though. It depends. The only time I do that is if it tells me that it's not going to be viewed in a bunch of countries, which sometimes it does to me. Other times it doesn't do that to me, and then I just don't make the AdSense, and I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care if I make AdSense on a video or not. I'm not out here for money and that kind of thing. So for me, it's more about us having fun, talking about what we want to talk about, playing what we want to play while we're streaming. And like I've made lots of videos where like I've memed something and then people try to copyright it and I'm like, oh well, too bad. I like the song or I like the meme, so fuck that. They really don't like me using like the taco song, for example, that I make fun of Mrs. Parker with. That one gets copyright claimed all the time. And I'm like, I don't care if I get paid for this stream. Everyone loves when I put on that song. So they're just going to have to deal with it. So if that happens, and they are all like, you're not going to be seen in a bunch of countries, then I will trim it out. If not, then hopefully everyone will see it because I feel like it's a very, very good 10 minutes of content where she is discussing Scientology and how it's a scam, which we talk about here. And it is a scam because they do ask you for money. So that's why I say Scientology is like a golden nugget of content to me because it's scammy. It's a cult. It's based off of pseudoscientific beliefs. There's weird conspiracy theories that go around with it, including missing people and true crime, which I'm also into. So it has everything. I actually might start covering it more. But without further ado, let's hear what Leah has to say, and then we'll get through the last stretch of this lovely quiz.
Docuseries Leah Remini, Scientology, and
helping people leave this cult. And remember I told you guys that they actually do like the testing and the lie detector testing, and they'll have like these weird meetings with you where they'll like try to get you to expose things about yourself. As you see, there it is. They will take you in a room and be like, you committed crimes, you suppressive, which I'm a very big